Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope you had a really great Thanksgiving for those of you who celebrate, and those who didn't, I hope your weekend was really awesome anyway. So today we are going to continue on with our journey of artifacts. We're going to talk about what the different sets are, where you can find those sets in the game, and what heroes I personally think those benefit the most. So let's get started. All right, so to get started, we are going to talk about the different sets. I know I've touched on those in another video, so I'm not going to ramble on. You have your set, and we'll just talk about, let's say, Crusher down here, your Crusher set. To get that, you need 4 pieces of the Crusher artifacts, and then if you get 4 different pieces, that's going to give you a crit damage up 40%. So that's just what those are telling you. So you've got the icon of what the set is with the little color, and then you have what it's called, then you have how many pieces you have to have of that specific set, and then when you have that set, what bonus it is. So to be able to find this, you can just go into your artifacts through your heroes, and you're going to be able to either have them up all expanded, or this button over here on the right, you can condense it so it's not so much, and then you can only look at specific sets that you're wanting. So there are a lot of different types of heroes in the game, but there are certain aspects that I think are going to be pretty universal across what types of hero you're putting artifacts on. So we're going to start with a couple different ways that you can work on, let's say, an attacker. So when I say an attacker, what I mean is, let me pull this up. We have Arthur here, and it says deals damage to a single enemy, 318% attack. So this hero that we're looking at, this is Arthur, deals damage based on the amount of attack that he has from his artifacts, and then he ignores 20% of the opponent's defense. So he's really awesome. So with this, there are a couple different ways you can go. You can go just attack, really focus on having pieces that are an attack percent through your boots, your chest piece, your gloves, all those things, and really make sure that this attack, like what I have here, Arthur's attack is 59.97. Now you'll notice I only have one set, and it's kind of funny because it's not really a set that I would try to put on a hero ever, but I do have the protector set over here on the left. But I wasn't able to find the pieces that I wanted in either the warrior set, which is the attack percent up, or in the crusher set, which is your critical damage. So I went attack based. Another direction you could go with a hero like this is really focusing on your crit rate and your critical damage. I always do some sort of crit. I would really like his crit rate to be higher than 75%, but again, I focused really hard on making sure that his attack was super high. Now his crit damage it's decent. It's at 104%, not too shabby, but you can either, with a hero like this, in my opinion, you're either going to go an attack based, or you're going to come over and you're going to do a crit based. Either way, essentially with attack, it just means your regular tile damage is going to be high. Now your special skill is going to be high as well when you use that to put damage on an opponent. And then just your crit rate is how often you're going to have a critical hit. And then the crit damage is going to be how much damage you deal for each one of those critical hits. So you can look here. I went specifically attack for him because of the way that his special works. But another method that you could do would be to go crit. So let me see if I can find a hero that I have a really high critic. Okay, so here's Cassia. I went high attack on her as well, but I also went high crit rate, which is at 115%, and her critical damage is 107%. I was able to find some of the sets for warrior, that is the attack bonus percent, or attack percent bonus. I was able to find pieces for that, so I did get her attack pretty high. Now she's a little different because she hits all the heroes. I'm sorry, all the heroes on the opponent's team. But she deals damage based on 180% of the attack. At least that's where I have her bonus right now. or her special ability set at. So when you're doing this, you can see that there are different ways that you could go with your more attack-based heroes. Now, some, you have to look at what their attack damage is based on. For instance, Percival, here, I'll just go ahead and go to Percival. His attack is based on his health and how high his health is. So he removes 2 negative statuses from himself, which is great. Grants immunity to himself for 6 turns, and then deals damage to a single enemy based on the caster's max health point. So for him, I went really high health. And I could probably get higher if I found the right pieces of artifacts in the life set. That's up here, you see the green hearts, that's indicating the life set. But I do have his life at almost 60,000, so his attack is pretty high. I do love my Percival. He's really fantastic. You will find some heroes do attack based on defense as well, like Sophia. So for her, I went really high defense. I focused on defense pieces. I wasn't able to find a lot of pieces that I wanted yet in the Guardian set, which is where you get the defense % bonus. You see the Guardian, you get the 15% bonus up. But I was able to do with the Brave, which did give me a 20% defense up. So it was okay. I still have some work to do, I think, on her particular artifacts, and I might, with the next free removal, I might go in and take my own advice and focus more on the stat instead of what the set is. So we'll see how high I can get her defense, because I just don't think it's as high as I could go. There are also heroes, and I can't recall off the top of my head right now, that deal damage based on the opponent's health. I think maybe, let me find it. I think Yabe might. Nope, I'm totally wrong. Anyway, a hero that does attack based on the opponent's health point. That's good if you're doing anything except the raid boss. That damage is going to go down a whole lot. And that's a totally random side note, but just keep that in mind whenever you're looking at your heroes. So another type of hero that we're going to look at would be a healer. Let's see. Let me find one of my healers. So I've got Guinevere. Now with her, and this is probably another hero that I'm going to strip what they have, and I'm going to go something a little different. With a healer or a support hero, the pieces that I try to focus on are high defense, high health, and speed. Now, I think that a lot of my heroes need to be a little bit better equipped. I think that I do have room for growth in a lot of my support heroes and my healers. But for those, I do typically recommend to go defense, health, and speed. Resistance is always nice, but it doesn't seem to be a really huge focus for me. Now, there are a couple different sets that I find myself using the most, and I think it's because a good majority of the heroes that I have seem to be attack-based. So I usually focus on the Warrior set or the Crusher set and Hawkeye. Those seem to be what I always try to find a set bonus if I can, because of the critical damage and then the attack %. But sometimes it's a little bit harder to find those. Sets that I find myself not ever using, Berserker, it does an attack bonus of 45%, which is really nice, but you're sacrificing 20% of your health. When I have used that, that one might be the one that I do recommend finding a set bonus for. You're going to want to counteract the negative health with kind of evening it out. So you're going to get a really big attack bonus, but you're going to have to buff them up a little bit with that health. So, I mean, we've gone through a lot with artifacts, and I think that I've gone over pretty basic stuff. But one thing I haven't talked about is how do you find these different pieces? So you can find them in your campaign, and you're going to see, if you look, I'm in Hell right now, but if you look at, Cursed Gate, that you can find specific pieces for the giant set. Then, you can go through, you've got your Brave, And then, obviously you can see all the different sets. You can farm for sets there, but you're not going to find as good of pieces. That's a really good way to start when you're first going. And when you go into each one of these levels, you're going to see that there's a specific type of artifact in that set that you're going to be able to find from that level. So let's say you're really wanting Swift, but you're wanting Swift boots. So you're going to look around, like this is the shield, and we're going to come up here. Now the question mark means you can get any type of artifact from that set. Now you've got your gloves and the possibilities you can get. Where in the world are the boots, and why can I not find them? Anyway, you get the picture. You're going to go through and you're going to try to find that specific type of artifact within the set. So that's one way to do it when you're starting out at first and you're not quite rift ready, I guess. But when you're looking for artifacts, the best place you're going to go would be a rift. So down here we have Dark Woods, which a lot of people call the Goliath Rifts, or you have Ashen Grove, which is the Phoenix Rift. Each one of those you're going to see kind of a rainbow of what sets you can have there. So in Dark Woods, you're going to be able to find different pieces for your heroes. I find myself not really necessarily using the Dark Woods when I'm hunting for artifacts, because I typically need the artifacts from Ashen Grove instead. So you've got your warrior, and you've got protector and guardian. You've got Swift, which may or may not be arguably the most important set you can get for your support heroes and your healers. That's I spend a lot of time in Ashen Grove trying to find the pieces that I want. And then you also have Crusher, Warrior, and Guardian. I'd say those four are probably the sets I use the most. The only reason usually that I come over to Dark Woods would be for the life set or the cursed for accuracy. So you can do different types of rift and what you really feel like you need for a certain hero. I do typically find myself grinding for a specific type of artifact for a certain hero. It's time consuming, but it is what it is. And then you can really rack up a lot of gold by selling artifacts that are not going to be something that you're ever going to use. If it's a flat stat chest piece, that kind of thing, you can just sell it right away and you're fine. So those are the places to find it. I don't think necessarily that one rift is better than the other, but I personally find myself in Ashen Grove a lot more for those specific types of pieces that you can find. So you can farm here, you're going to get much better pieces, and as you go further along, you'll see that you can get better star. So, in Battle 10, you can get, down here you can see you can get 3 to 5 star, and then what type of pieces you can get. Now you can get any of those available sets. You can get rare, epic, or legendary, and you can get any type of artifact piece. So weapon, helmet, shield, glove, chest, or boots. So there is just an extreme amount of possibilities of what you can get here. I have spent weeks on end in rifts before, and I plan to do that again very soon so that I can hopefully be ready for that free removal day so that I know what's going on. But as you continue on in level, so we're still at a 3 to 5. At 14, I think he goes to 4 to 5 at 13, and then at 14 it goes to 4 to 6. So what I did when I was first starting out was I made it all the way to 14, and then I just hung out in 14 forever because I was like, all right, I've got a chance for a 6, and then I built my artifacts up, I built my heroes a little bit, and then I pushed to finish it. So now I'm able to autoplay 20, which is excellent. And once you get to 19 and 20, both of those, the only size you're going to get would be a 5 or a 6 star. Again, you can have all the possibilities of what the available sets are, or the pieces, or the rarity, but you will only get 5 and 6 star artifacts from 19 and 20. And that's the same for both Darkwoods and Ashen Grove. Either one of those, it'll be 5 or 6 star if you're on that level 19 or 20. So Neither one of these I think is better. It's just really what you personally like. And again, what ends up happening most of the time are the heroes that I personally play with the most. I find myself preferring just to find the stats and the substats in the artifact that I want instead of going for a set. So I am really looking forward to free removal day. I have a lot of work to do to kind of finagle different pieces on different heroes. Some are better than others, but you know, it really is just kind of your personal preference on what you go for. But I will say again, do not sacrifice your hero stats because you want a set bonus. It's not going to help you out if you have a not beneficial piece on a hero that could have used something different otherwise. All right, so that pretty much covers everything that I wanted to really touch base on for this particular video. But I do want to say a couple of things that are really random. I might be getting a better microphone. Hooray! I know that I've got a lot of random background noise. I have animals and children, and you know, it's just kind of loud in my background. So hopefully that comes through. And the second thing is I'm really trying to work on a Discord server that will really easily kind of help you navigate through different things that you have questions about in the game. So I'm hoping that that comes together. It's sort of in like its beta testing phase right now, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it doesn't just fall flat and become awful. And the last thing was, I think that we're pretty much through with artifacts. I know that we've talked about a lot of different things. If you have any questions or ideas that you might have for a video that you'd like to see me cover, or anything really that you think that could be improved, I'm asking for input from everybody. I'm still relatively new at this, so you guys can help me out to help you out. So anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic day or night or whatever you're doing. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. Thank you guys so much. You have a great one.